G'day guys, welcome back to Supercoach with DR and welcome to our first player profile for 2023. Today, we will be talking about a man whose most treasured possession is his vacuum cleaner. Seems like a little bit of a different sort of a cat, but hey, nothing wrong at all with wanting to be clean. He has averaged 90 plus for a season average in the past and comes at a really juicy price this year, under 180k. So I think that he could potentially be one of the most popular selections for us this year. Who are we talking about? We are, of course, talking about Toby McLean from the Western Bulldogs. Available there, as you can see, for 178,900. Has that added DPP flexibility. Can select him as a mid or a forward. So hope you enjoy sitting back for the next 5 minutes. I'm going to tell you why you should or should not select Toby McLean in your starting side this year. Now, before we get into all the pros and cons of this selection, let's take a quick look back at Toby McLean's Supercoach scoring history. So he debuted back in 2015 for 4 games, average of 62.8, bumped that up around 8 points in 2016, only the 12 games though. In 2017, start to really cement his spot in the side and again boost up that average by 15 points, all tracking in the right direction. And then we come to 2018, the year that I do have highlighted here, played all 22 games for an average of 94.7. 2019, unfortunately, that average really does drop. There are a few reasons for that, which we'll go into, but this is where it starts to get a little bit dicey, doesn't it? In 2020, only the 12 games for an average of 68.2. 2021, only the 3 games for an average of 65. And obviously last year, in 2022, did not play at all. Now, in a minute, I am going to go back and delve a little bit deeper into that career best season. But before I do that, we need to ask this question. Why on earth has this talented player only reached a career total of 91 games to date? Well, the reason is pretty simple. His career has simply been derailed by injury. Now, he has had a lot of niggling injuries along the way, but if we take a look at some of his major injury history, it does go back to 2016 in his second year of football, where he did suffer a midfoot sprain. Originally, only looking to miss around a month of football, but that did drag on to 10 weeks. In 2020, this is where we get really serious. Unfortunately, did his ACL, that was his right knee, and then you wouldn't believe it, talk about unlucky. After coming back for around 3 games, kicked the opening goal of the game before Big Johnny Segler fell across his knee and again injured that same ACL, out for 12 months.
Gee, is that an early injury? So McLean.
Always, Bruce, when they grab the outside of the knee, it's not a great sign. Yeah, completely crunched or squashed there by Big John Segler.
As you said, Bruce, he missed the first couple of weeks and then I think missed in round 7 and 8, but had worked himself back into great form and a small crowd applauds as Toby heads off the ground.
And it's not just the major injuries also. He finds the most random ways possible to get himself hurt.
And there's a dog that's slow to get up.
You're really stiff from your teammate. Slippers it off the deck and it whacks into your melons, Andy.
Now, I've borrowed this table from footywire.com, so thank you very much for that. But what I did really want to do here was hone in on McLean's performance over the first 10 rounds. 91, 125, 115, 114, down to a 72, then a 111, 146, 115, 100, and a 122. So that is an average of 111 over the first 10 rounds. And it's not even like he was just scraping to the 100, just reaching the ton. We're seeing, 3 scores there of 120 plus and also a fair few in the teens there as well. Now, we do look at his performance after round 10. Certainly does start to taper off. I think part of the reason for that was that he spent a little bit more time up forward. We know that he's had a history of having trouble maintaining his body and getting that right. So was he a little bit sore come the mid-stage of the season? I'm not too sure. I'm not trying to give excuses for the bloke, but I think that there could have been reasons for him having a slower end to the season, if you want to. But the other thing we'll take a look at here is the results. First 10 weeks, we'll start with round 1. Loss, loss, win, loss, loss, win, 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 loss, loss. So it does go to show that McLean can score well in wins and in losses as well. And even that lowest Supercoach score that we see there in the first 10 weeks with that 72, got a 109 for fantasy. So a magnificent first 10 weeks from Toby McLean in 2018. And if you can go close, just close, or even really halfway to maintaining this form, he's going to be a good starting selection for us this year. All right, so in a nutshell, what do we think about this pick? What are the pros and what are the cons? So as you can see, in my humble opinion, the pros certainly outweigh the cons. We know he comes at a bargain price, has that DPP status. We look back to his 2018 season where he managed to get a season average of 90 plus. I think he's got a good inside, outside mix. I think there is also greater opportunity for him to break into the side this year. We know that Dunkley now finds himself a Brisbane Lion and Lockie Hunter has made his way to the Ds. So I think that someone like McLean could be the man to really fill those voids. And he only needs to average 60 to make that magical 150k profit. And we know that he's done 60 basically every year that he's been on the park since 2015. So I really don't think that that's going to be a great ask. Now we'll move over to the cons, and the obvious one here is his injury history. And the big question, as we know, is will this man actually be able to stay on the park in 2023? I'll skip the next point quickly and go to pre-season hand surgery, because unfortunately this man has done himself another mischief after making a blistering start, as it says there, to pre-season a fortnight ago. McLean has undergone hand surgery after suffering an injury at training. And this is really unfortunate because, as it says there, he actually won the endurance test on day one and was looking to be in really good nick. But I suppose the only positive of this is the fact that he can keep his running up, keep his fitness up, maybe those skills drills he'll obviously need to stay away from just for a little bit. And then we'll get to the other point I've got here with a question mark. Is he actually best 22? Now, in my opinion, he certainly is, but taking a look at some of the predicted 22s for 2023, looking at the AFL website, I think the Herald Sun did one as well, Toby McLean was actually listed as an emergency. Now, they're obviously not the absolute experts, they're not inside the club, but I did find that interesting that some of the pundits out there didn't currently have him in their best side. So they're my thoughts on Toby McLean. Let me know in the comments section what you're planning to do in regards to McLean this year. Are you locking him in for now, keeping on your watch list, or is he someone that you are simply not interested in due to some of that dodgy injury history? For me, I'm penciling him in for now and just hoping that he recovers from that hand injury and really hits the ground running come the start of the 2023 season. So hope you enjoyed, guys. Take care, all the best, and I'll see you soon for the next player review. Cheers, bye.